So Randall Scheps, I'd like to just ask you what your view is on the impact of this rule on the US truck and engine industry, and how you think that's going to move forward past 2014.
Clearly, I think the passage of this rule, I mean, this is really a landmark. You know, the first time in history that there's been this kind of a rule in the United States, and I think it really will bring some new fuel economy technologies into focus for the truck industry. The truck industry has always been driven by payback of new technologies, and truck fleets have always been interested in fuel-saving technologies, but I think this will bring a new focus to taking it to the next level.
As a supplier of materials and also as a representative of the Aluminum Association, that's the wrong name, isn't it?
No, that's fine. Yeah.
Can you outline what role material suppliers can play in helping OEMs and truck manufacturers to meet these targets?
Sure, and I think we saw in the conference today, lightweighting was a mention in quite a few of the presentations. So it's not the largest fuel saving potential. You know, as you look at as you rack up everywhere you can save fuel, it's not the biggest, but it's an important part of the complete equation. So, and the material suppliers, especially aluminum, bring the expertise in how to apply these new materials into new truck applications.
And where can aluminium be used in a truck to help reduce, improve efficiency and reduce emissions?
Well, and some people may not know this, but you've got almost half of all truck wheels are aluminum today, forged aluminum. Actually, a little more than half. About 40% of truck cabs in the United States are aluminum today. But we think in terms of new applications, frame rails is one that we at Alcoa are particularly excited about, where we bring an aerospace alloy to a new application, which is these longitudinal frame rails that basically make up the spine of the truck. And we can save somewhere between 400 and 500 pounds per truck by changing those over from steel to aluminum. It's an absolute slam dunk.
Is there a role for aluminium panels as well in trucks?
Absolutely. About 40% of trucks today have aluminum cabs, and we certainly see that percentage growing over time. Aluminum in those kind of truck cab applications is can save about 40% of the weight of steel. So it's easy to work with, almost as easy to work with as steel. So it's a fairly easy change for truck makers to make. It's compatible with their existing stamping assets and assembly assets. So it's a 40% weight savings just sitting out there waiting to be grabbed.
Okay. In addition to the role that aluminium can play in helping to meet the US targets, can you talk about the role that it can play in the wider world, other regions of the world where there's still growth opportunities?
Sure.
For the material?
I'll tell you, one of the things that's most exciting for me is you look at the Chinese market. You know, China, largest truck market in the world, by far, largest truck market in the world. And we are seeing, every year, we see an increasing level of interest among the trailer makers in China in moving from steel to aluminum. The aluminum penetration in China today is almost zero, very, very low. But there's this strong desire among the truck and trailer makers to learn how to use the material because they see the advantages that it brings in other parts of the world. So they really want to learn how to use it. And we've been successful over the last 2 or 3 years in doing demonstrator projects in the bus market, in the tanker trailer market, in the bulk hauler market, showing the Chinese market the advantages that aluminum can bring.
Looking at the world in general, what do you think has held aluminium back, and how are you overcoming that? Is it a cost issue, for example? Are companies put off by the upfront cost of aluminium compared to steel, for example?
Well, it does cost more than steel. I mean, it always has and likely always will. But I think what has changed is, as you add all of these new fuel-saving technologies into trucks, those are all ratcheting up the cost of saving that next mile per gallon in fuel. So the water level is rising. So suddenly, investing some money in lightweighting the cab or lightweighting the frame suddenly becomes a pretty good trade-off, you know, compared to going all the way to a battery electric or going all the way to a hydraulic hybrid, investing a little bit in lightweighting, the business equation for doing that looks better because these powertrain technologies just keep getting more and more and more expensive.
And how about aluminium's role in structural and safety parts? Is there a role to play there?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, that's where aluminum does its best work, to be honest. And aluminum obviously has got a very long heritage in aerospace, you know, some of the most performance and safety critical parts in the world. So it does very, very well in those safety critical applications.
And it compares to advanced high strength steel, for example?
Absolutely. I mean, a truck or a car designed with aluminum can be as safe as a truck or a car designed in steel. It's really all about good design. It's about the computer-aided engineering that goes into making the design. But with new alloys the aluminum industry has developed, there's no question it can be as safe as a steel construction.